ganz fröhlich sein!
What the hex is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
What the hex is you guys talking about?
Good morning, you guys. When Bob's.
Keep their hands off crypto. They're going to let it grow. We're going to let it grow. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman. I didn't know he was that unpopular. Well, I didn't know he was that unpopular. Let me say it again. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler. Whoa. And we'll appoint a new SEC chairman who believes America should build the future, not block the future, which is what they're doing.
In the land of digital dreams where crypto reigns supreme, Richard Hawk stands tall, fearless and true against the darkness that threatens to undo. With his heart of gold and a mind of steel, he rides into battle with fiery zeal against the darkness that threatens to undo.
The biggest winner, of course, was Hex, and we want to know, well, what the heck?
What the heck? What the heck?
What the heck?
The hex.
Man.
What the hex?
What the heck's monkey?
What the heck's monkey's here?
Trying to figure out what that elephant trunk portion of the intro was all about. I'm a little troubled.
That's me showing everybody
That was
the
actually
width and
Richard.
girth of my
I was
member.
afraid you'd go
I
there.
can bang a drum with it. I was
Nice
in the
ending.
elephant costume. It was a funny thing. You don't have to watch it again. It's something I'm a bit embarrassed about, in fact. My wife is all a Twitter. Yes. Hex Monkey, one rule. Get out of the chat from here on out. No texting while streaming. You're talking with us first. Yeah, you cannot do that.
I didn't know
Toby
there
does
were
that all the
rules.
time, and he
I
gets
didn't know
my
there were
goat.
rules or boundaries on this show.
There's rules, God damn it! There's no freedom of speech here.
Oh, there's tons of rules. You wouldn't believe it.
Yes.
No, but I
You're a
don't
guest,
mind
so
actually the
behave.
8-minute long intro. So if there's some typing going on,
Yeah, that's okay. But
I
now,
can understand.
Now,
Now,
eyes
let's
on
focus.
me. Focus.
Let's focus. Before we get into everything, there's never a dull day in Hexico. This is absolutely crazy what's going on this week. And since the last show, like, Trump and everything. So we're going to talk about it. Let me say hi to the chat. We got a Hex on air first. Yes, President Trump. That's right. Hex Monkey, there you go. The chatting is already starting. Mrs. Avalon is here. We got Crypto Bigfoot in the house. A mobile mushrooms. What up, you guys?
Mobile.
I like that.
What up, you guys? That's nice. You got the nomenclature right.
Chiming in. How are you doing?
Crispy man.
Sandy Beach. And Sandy Beach, I've got terrible news for you. I wanted to cover this later on the show. I don't know if we get to it, but we've been joking about it on Tuesday. Madonna is on the list, Sandy Beach, and she will understand. Madonna is unfortunately on the copyright Twitch blacklist, which goes into effect today. But I wanted to talk about that later on. War Rants is here. Good to see you, my Dutch brother in the house. And that's it for now. So thank you everybody for joining. We got a bunch of people watching on the Twitters already.
Yeah, no doubt they'll replay this particular episode, and the hate will come into my inbox afterwards. I'm going to be the evil. Yes.
It's episode 79.
If I say something bad, message him, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'll take all the flack from Peter and myself. I'm the lightning rod. Yeah.
Hex Monkey, can you set the stage? Can you tell us, because you have been on the phone with Karim, you have had like first-hand knowledge.
First of all, wait, let's go back. Who is Karim the Dream? Who's Karim the Dream? What's what's the granularity? What's the detail of the story that you can unveil to everybody here? Started as if we were all sleeping with our heads under rocks. Hex Monkey, it's all you. Let's start.
Okay,
let's start there.
Yeah, well, this part, everybody in this chat who watches this show knows who Karim is, but he's in case you don't, he's a early Hexican. I steer clear of the OG Hexican. People made that a bad word somehow, but he's an OG Hexican. And he initially was very actively involved in streaming and educating, and was on Quant Gang and guesting on everyone's show. So he became really well known in the community, and still is, even though he's been a little under the radar lately, just fine. But he was also in the
he's under all right.
Yeah, he was in the documentary Highest of Stakes.
Yes.
And he revealed a lot. I mean, he was doxxed in there. He showed his staker rap. It was pretty controversial. Although people need to remember that was future, value of Hex once you ended the stake that's far into the future. So that can be easily misinterpreted as like a gajillionaire in the present. But that's who Karim is. I mean, it's easy to find out more if you want to. But yeah, this what's going on now, I'm really sad about it. I mean, that's my predominant frame of mind right now. Sad for him personally.
Okay, don't get sad until we know the sad story. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So we know who he is. Now, what happened? What is it? What are the pencil this out?
My understanding, and the only information I have beyond Yoon Anderson's Twitter and Karim's Twitter and other stuff is I did briefly talk to Karim yesterday. I just happened to catch him when he had access to his phone. Because originally, as a side note, so if you want to know the general idea, he got arrested in a foreign country on a Caribbean.
Yeah, but that details, timelines, details.
Yeah, okay.
Let me see if my understanding meshes or jives with yours. Okay, because I only read the tweets as well.
Yeah.
Karim, he's not a U.S. citizen. He's a citizen, a passport carrying customer of a Central African country. He is a green card carrying U.S. person. He left Florida, right? Which is his state of residence.
Yes.
And in leaving Florida, in his either checked bag or carry-on luggage, somehow, outside of the purview of TSA, or rather not upholding their purview of TSA, they did not detect a box of live ammunition. How many bullets are in a box? Just for us laymen that don't have guns. 100?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Is it 100, do you think?
And it's not even
Peter. Peter, you know, you're a gun freak.
65.
65 and a half bullets.
I don't know.
So 65 and a half bullets were in this carton of live ammunition, which is not something that you can just simply, oh, whoopsie. It's got some width and girth. I imagine it's probably about 3 inches by 5 inches, maybe, the box. And that was in his luggage. It was not commented on by TSA. He gets on the plane. By the way, when he gets his ticket at the, whatever airport it is in Florida, as every airport in the United States, right? They ask him one question. They say, "You got any of this shit in your bag?" No, he would have to say. "Did you pack your bags yourself?" Yes, he would have to say. When they ask you this, you assume full liability for what you've done with your bags. Are we clear on that? Do we all understand the law in flying in the Federal Bureau, which is Aviation Department of Transportation? Mike Buttigieg, right? Or is it Pete Buttigieg in charge of? That's the law. That's the rules since we were little, sproutlings. That's the deal. My question is, he then comes to Turks and Caicos, a, shall we say, luxury resort destination? Turks and Caicos, I only hear about.
It's an island. Like, I had to Google this actually, where this is. This is Turks and Caicos.
Yes.
And this is a sort of a Caribbean island. Then I remembered I know this island because I was playing Pirates on the Commodore 64 back in the
Yes.
80s. And this is just north of the Dominican Republic. So
yes, but may I direct your attention to hey, DJ, look up in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Do you see the beautiful emerald type of water and white sand beaches? If you zoom in even further, you'll see people sunning themselves.
Yeah,
it is
there is beaches.
It's a luxury destination. It's a luxury destination.
Here's the Bahamas.
Okay, okay, all right. So we know where it is geographically. Right. Let's finish the story. He then arrives there. Upon arrival, which is I don't understand how the timeline kind of escapes me now. Was it when he was trying to return? Or was it when he got there? Because the testimony from his friend on Twitter said he really works hard every day. It sounded like he was there and he was doing some, work somehow.
Yeah, like
so.
Okay.
At what time? At what time did the authorities say, "You've got live ammunition. You're coming with us"? You're detained.
I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not comfortable speculating on what I can't verify.
So no. Again, we're going to leave it out there.
I don't even know for a fact if he brought the stuff with him from U.S. mainland to the island, or if it somehow acquired it on the island.
On the island. Okay, we don't know that then. Okay, that's great. That's great.
It doesn't matter. The end result doesn't matter.
Okay, good. So anyway, so the thing that we do know is, somehow bullets were in his possession, and that's a no contraband in that particular port of call.
Yes.
Then he was detained, and he was given the opportunity to be represented for a fee. For that fee that he didn't have, I guess, on him, he EES'd all of his 2030 stakes, is what was reported. He came up with the money to be represented. I guess the laws are different there. There's no public defender. There is, how much money you got? I'll do it if you come up with this much in 24 hours. He then did that, got through the first hurdle, and then he was able to tweet out to, I would hope, family first, friends next, extended, people in the community, or rather, focused OG pod first, and then on to the greater. It seemed like it went out to everybody pretty quick. And he says, "I need more money to post bail, or else I could face 12 years of hard labor in the sweatbox." So the question then is that somebody was quick to dig up that whole mandatory 12-year sentence for this type of, chicanery was done away with just recently, thank goodness. But other conspiracy theorists in our community said that that's what someone could easily look at and come up with this tale that, you know, a mandatory sentence is possible. Maybe if it's not mandatory, it's still a possibility, right? You could get a judge that says it's not mandatory anymore, but God damn it, I don't like the cut of your jib. I'm going to throw you in the sweatbox for.
That's exactly
11.
it. In fact,
Yeah.
the main issue that the whole endeavor here is about is to get him out of that unlikely but possible worst case scenario. That's what it's all about.
Sure.
No one's expecting to write a check and he's off scot-free and lickety split like it never happened. No, he's even the best possible outcome here, the most desirable that would be victory, is he's in for a rough few months, and then he still has to deal with the financial repercussions, the reputational repercussions. So
but a couple details. There's more details
that are online saying, "Oh, we're not just going to bail him out. He needs to handle this himself." He is going to have a lot to handle himself.
Sure, but Hex Monkey, hold on a second. Let's work the details, because we're still trying to focus this whole thing in so we can analyze it. That's all we can do right now.
So I can vouch for some of what you said.
Well, how much are we talking? How much is the dollar value that you're after? You don't simply say give generously, like Kamala Harris saying, I don't have any campaign funds, just throw in whatever you want, and it's unlimited. What does he need? What does he need?
Happened yesterday, and I just spoke with his friend and the guy who's organizing the endeavor and who is the boots on the ground guy.
Okay, what's the number then?
John Anderson, and his Twitter is Yoon Anderson. But what he told me is that they're hoping to find out within 24 to 48 hours what the bail amount would be. They don't know yet.
Okay, so they don't know. Well, how much?
And in terms of an order of magnitude, it's not $2,000, it's not 200 grand, maybe 20 grand. I mean, this is order of magnitude ballpark-ish.
Well, 20 grand for bail, right? And then he needs to be represented again in
it's
court.
It's an approximation just for the ballpark, but I'm not giving you what the number is, Mr. Anderson.
Okay, all right. So let's run two scenarios. 1, 20 grand, 2, 200 grand. How's that? Okay. If it's 20 grand, Peter's like scratching his head internally. His brain is like being scratched right now. I can smell burning hair. Peter, what do you make of this so far?
I'm not buying anything.
So you don't believe it
I need to
at
see
all?
pictures from the jail.
Oh, come on,
I'm not
Peter.
buying anything. So because this is crazy. He unstakes, I don't know, 20 stakes, whatever, to get money. So what he needs to do, log in with Trezor or what his security is, I don't know. He has that on his person.
Or he's told someone, or he wait. We can imagine that he could call someone and tell someone how to do it. It's like, hold on, jail guard, hold on. This is going to take me an hour to tell somebody how to use my Trezor. Can I just have an hour to raise the money? That also is an interesting thing.
He doesn't have any money on him. He has no bank accounts, nothing, all empty. He needs to unstake those, I don't know how many stakes. Then that person needs to sell it for stablecoin, then to bridge the stablecoin to Ethereum, then sell that stablecoin on
wire transfer to his bank.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
Then wire it to someone. Peter. Jesus Christ, that's
no, Hex Monkey, he's got a good point. The point is, how was money raised, and what were the mechanics in that? Because that was a head scratcher for me too.
How does he raise his own money? It's stinky.
But he probably cannot, because he's in jail, and the news article mentions his name, the one that Richard Hart even posted on his Twitter. So that is the story. It's from a Caribbean.
Did he go there with $100? What the crap?
Well, on vacation.
Well, you don't go with 20 grand, Peter.
Card and probably doesn't even have his Trezor with him.
Yeah. Okay. So, but the person that was communicating on his behalf said that he already EES'd the shorter term, his near term, 2030 was done to pay for the representation. So the mechanics are clear. If it just happened he would have liquidated, sent the cash, and been able to pay for this attorney to represent him, all within how many hours? How many hours?
Well, or to deposit the bail money.
Within a
That's
day
what
or
it is in the first
something.
place.
Within a day. Within a day.
Apparently, this attorney was able to accept crypto, so he was able to skip a lot of steps.
Except Hex,
which is
or
why the
stables.
assumption. I mean,
you're kidding,
I love you,
right,
Peter? But it's very tempting and easy to fill in the blanks yourself when you don't have the information. And I'd say we should err on the other side of.
Well, we're examining it. We're getting at that. We're getting at that.
It's hard for me to accept anything because this community has been fleeced since day one, since Hex launched. There were
100%.
so many projects that this coin will help Hex. Buy this coin and it will help Hex. It sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm going to take it one step further.
If you need
Peter's
money,
right.
Call someone in the US. Hey, man, can you take a loan for me? I'm in jail. Can you do that? How much you need? 20 grand. Okay, I will take a loan. I will sell your Tesla or whatever and give you the money, transfer you the money. Why does this needs to be handled in crypto, through crypto? It's that. Call your mama. Mama, I need 20 grand. It's
well, maybe
really...
his mama doesn't have money. Maybe he doesn't have his bank account information.
If his whole family is in Africa, that's
hopefully on this show we'll clarify, not add more speculation and FUD. At least.
Well, no, I agree. I agree with Hex Monkey here. Let's only talk the facts that we have. And Peter, obviously, we know where Peter's coming from. He's going to be the major devil's advocate. In fact, I see his horns are sprouting.
I'm in the second world
I
country.
agree with his. I understand the sentiment that Peter's describing. I totally get it. There's been a lot of sacrifices, raises, help me out, amicus briefs, lawyer activity. So all I'd say is
legit and not both.
So I get the general sentiment, but on the other hand, we all have brains. We have discernment. We can look at this as we can be skeptical. In fact, Peter, I'll vouch for you. For the first 24 hours, I didn't believe it, except that I talked to him personally and I talked to John personally. Before that, me and the other guy I was talking to in the community were like, this is probably a scam because we've gotten impersonated communications from community members.
Sounds like
so. Then to that end,
so skepticism is valid, but now we're past the point of wondering whether it's true or not.
It's true, but hold on a second. I want to know more about how you confirmed. You confirmed verbally only with Karim directly. Karim directly, when we know that he's been doppelgangered from voice before. So did you see him on like FaceTime video?
No, it was a voice call. It was a phone call, like my cell phone and his.
So audio only, no video
only. And even then, me and the other guy, I don't want to name the other guy, but colleague of his too, were like, well, you can simulate a voice too. I said, yeah, but it's weird that he would have his voice and his number, the number that I've had in my contacts for a long time.
No, we know that
it's a shrinking probability.
Yeah, but did you get, okay, so sorry, my sneaky mind is asking, did you authenticate him with something that only he and you would know about sometime you met up in Vegas or something like that? Did you give him that type of, once over before you actually believed it was him?
I didn't have a lot of time because I wanted to tell him to call the other guy who was waiting to see if the text was a scam so that we could round robin this thing. So I didn't have the wherewithal to be that clever. Instead of that, I just listened to his voice, the stuff he was saying, the mannerisms, the style, which is no guarantee, but that's what I was listening for.
Okay, so that's, usually, okay, I'll just say, sneaky mind hat on, right here. This is sneaky mind hat, right?
That's your profession and your experience. Go for it.
Right, okay, so again, the reason that a lot of these things are perpetrated and people shake their heads and say, how could this fucking possibly happen? Because time is always pushed. It's like, no, I've only got Grandma. It's me. It's Yoshi. I'm in jail. It's your fucking grandnephew Yoshi. Yoshi, I don't have. You mean Yoshimitsu? Yeah, it's Yoshimitsu. I'm gonna die in 15 minutes if you don't wire me 50 grand. oh, I better do that quick. That's the old people scam in Japan, right?
But look,
So
isn't the thing that we need to raise sort of the bail funds fairly quick for him to be enabled to then deal with this thing by himself?
Yeah,
to
remember,
then
this is all still
possibly
very
get a
fresh.
hold
This
of
is
his
like,
crypto, and
yeah,
it's
this is
just
less
putting
than
him
48
in a
hours
position
Any
to
start
deal
to
with
plan.
it himself, which
thing
he's
works
not
like that.
possible to at the moment.
Oh, so let me get this straight. You are the police that arrest him. He has nothing on him, and you say to the police, "Okay, I have money in the U.S. to cover all this shit. Can you allow me to do my transactions?" I mean, they would not allow him to do anything, like call someone. It needs to go straight to Twitter, straight to the community. Give me money. I need
Incorrect again,
all the
sir.
money you can send me.
Okay, no, fill it in. Correct us here, Hex Monkey, please.
Like a lot of these things are, and maybe Peter's just kind of in the mode of his initial reaction. Like, totally get it.
Obviously.
Yeah, but
yeah, I am.
But correct us. Fill in the blanks, please.
Yeah, could you remind me where you were just going with that? Because
Okay, all right. So Peter's gone all over the ice. Let's focus this again on timeline, okay?
Yes.
Okay. So we have an amount that we're agreeing on is either 20 or 200 grand. It's possible for the community to pass the hat in a second to get that done. It's not the problem. The problem is
coming up with even order of magnitude numbers, because you guys are...
Don't worry. We're just putting these are not accurate numbers. These are just things to anchor our discussion. You can't simply say it's an unknown amount, because that would be stupid, right? Right?
It's an unknown amount until it's known, which, as I said, is expected to be coming soon in a matter of hours.
I get it. We're going to take a step though for the the actual discussion.
Do you want to know what I am aware of or not?
Please. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, I know the part that Peter's fifth or sixth speculation that's untrue is that he went straight to the community. Actually, he first went straight to close friends and close kind of OG buddies, I guess. And John later proposed to Karim, like, hey, is it okay if I share this with the community? I think we might be able to. At that point, they wanted contacts for lawyers. This wasn't like straight to cash. Right. It was like, if anybody knows anything about any of this, it was really brand new. So, it wasn't Karim's idea to go originally to the community. Didn't take long, but he had to be convinced to go that route, because it's embarrassing. Let's face it. I think his initial, and remember, he's very flustered. He's in there. It just happened. I can't imagine what I would resort to on the quick. But then the process started of his friend John, who is pretty tight with him. They work together. That's the other thing. For those things who think he's just farting around with his life, he's been doing manual labor construction of houses for many months. So he's in the bear. He's working hard. He's not fresh off a month of partying. Just clarifying. I'm not putting him on a pedestal. It's just I'm confronting some of the nonsense that I've heard.
Okay, all right. You're going to get nonsense on this show. You know that it was what we're all about.
But
okay?
It's intelligent nonsense here.
Yeah, well, thank you. We'll try. But let's also take the emotion out of this, because for the sake of time, we want to get to the bottom of it and decide how best to help him. How's that? Is that a positive way we can end this? Okay. So
and
at the end of this,
I want to reiterate that I completely understand what Peter has expressed as an initial reaction kind of thing. Totally get it. I was there. Even when I talked to him, I wasn't convinced until I also audio talked with John Anderson, his buddy.
Okay.
Who vouched for him, and then that was enough for me. So
I have a couple of questions leading up to this. Again, it's all about the custody of the firearm materials. Let's say the cartridges that he has that are live cartridges, whether they're in his possession before he left or after he was there. Question is, where's the fucker he was holding it for, and why is that person not ponying up the money immediately?
Yeah, who knows? I have no idea. But
It
yeah,
was
the
his
I
whole-
think
roommate.
he's,
It's his
he's in
roommate.
jail too. I think they're both in jail. It's like
Could
4
be.
people.
Are they? Are
I
they?
think so.
No, I don't think so.
No
They're
idea,
not
so I
any
won't-
named
I won't
people.
speculate.
Okay,
No,
so
the press article mentions 4 names. There's even a
no, but
YouTube,
that's
news
recent
clip.
recent cases.
I mean, so like you're saying, why didn't he contact that friend? How do you know he didn't? We don't need to know everything, and we can't. Know it.
Yes, I would contest. We do need to know more than what we know now, which is
Yeah.
just I'm in
Amounts
trouble.
would be
Help me.
good, and how to verify would be good for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure that. And oh, they take crypto. That's the first legal organization in the world that I think I've ever heard of that accepts crypto direct.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Anyway, I don't know because I don't know Turks and Caicos. So I imagine that they've got very arcane and archaic laws.
I don't find that too crazy because there's St. Kitts and Nevis, close by, which they sell passports to crypto people to come there and live. So that's kind of a thing in these islands to attract crypto-rich
Okay.
investors. So that's
Okay.
why
Yeah,
I
but
would think that is very much
So
possible.
Yeah,
They-
maybe the
they
lawyer
are
took it
their own
reluctantly for
jurisdiction?
expediency, but it happened. Like that, in terms of the timeline, Papa, that you keep wondering about, the first order of business was just to retain someone. That's been accomplished. So that's like,
Okay.
phew. Next
Right.
is to find out what the bail amount is, and there's
Yes.
a
Right.
procedure for that. And that's, John told me that's hopefully 24, 48 hours away. He can chill out in his cell until then.
Okay.
But do
I
you know how
suggested
he's
to
actually
John, and he
being?
was already going to do it, is like, hey, John, a lot of people are suspicious because of all the earlier fundraisers where they didn't disclose what was needed, how to verify that it was received, all that stuff. You may want to be as transparent as possible. He says, yeah, I agree. Like how much do you need? What percentage of the way are we there? Will you stop when it's full? That kind of stuff would really help.
Yeah, and I'm going to say something it's not going to be taken well. I'm going to say that my first knee-jerk response was, oh my goodness, we've been fighting, at least the security-minded people in our community, we've been fighting to get into everybody's minds that they themselves are a liability to the entire team if they don't manage their seeds appropriately. And keep your shit straight. And HexMonkey, you and I have had hours and hours of this discussion since way back years ago. We've been nailing this.
Yeah.
It shocked me that liability goes to a much broader extent. You have to wait until you reach your goal through all this hell, right? For years of believing. But your brothers and sisters in this community are also a liability because they have to be responsible not to put themselves in legal complications that are desperate like this, that request you to quickly manage your liquid assets or your staking ladders, God forbid, and put it out there to save a life. So we're all now open to the idea that there's many more liabilities between you and success in this thing of ours. And it does stem from our greatest strength, which is also now revealed to be a bit of a weakness, and that is our camaraderie in our community. So that being said, I wanted to get that out there, is that I'm conflicted, right? Because I'm like, oh shit, every time that the dam has a crack and you patch it up, there's a bigger one waiting, and that is all to do with the human condition. So somebody fucks up, HexMonkey, you get your third DUI. Can I say that on a stream?
Yeah, go
that
for
you've had 2, and the third one happens, you could be put away quickly if you don't rigmarole something in some backwoodsy courthouse, and the guy wants a backhander for 50 grand, and you reach out to me and I say, don't bend down for the bar of soap because I don't got that money because I'm all staked. You can understand where I'm coming from, right? It's like a lot of people in this community didn't think that by being good friends with people, they're assuming liability for their good choices in life.
And by the way, I should clarify, because this is all just ripe for misunderstanding. I'm not here to promote the fundraiser or say everyone should send money. I haven't sent money. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to fill in the blanks of knowledge since I had some conversations, and to try to frame it in a way that I think is proper, which is that the only urgent thing that he needs help with is this short term avoiding the worst case scenario where he somehow gets the maximum instead of the minimum. Because we don't want that. And then next year or months down the road, people that are so inclined can give him the tough love and smacks he deserves. But now's not the time, in my opinion.
Do you know how he's being detained? Is he like in a single investigation cell, or is he with the Gen Pop
I don't know who's around him, but
Caribbean
he's
jailhouse?
confined in jail, but I don't know that or care about the immediate environment that much.
Right. Because
Yeah,
that is my worst fear, that he's been held in like a Caribbean prison, which can be absolute nightmare.
Oh yeah, it's
conditions.
corrupt as
from your understanding, DJ.
From my understanding and
firsthand
articles that I've read, and
I've watched Papillon. I don't want to go anywhere like
there's
where
no
that
air
was.
condition, and I think Karim is not built for that life. Like, I've met him in Vegas, we spoke, and I don't think he is built up for that. And
who is?
No one is built for that. No one.
Absolute nightmare situation for him to be in, especially if it's like unjust, wasn't his doings, and like he's really caught up in a jam. And I think the Hex community should consider helping, because he's really put in the work in education in these first 2-3 years. He opened a lot of people's eyes to building staking ladders. So he has done the work. I can see the other side of people. Yeah, he's been partying in Miami, and why didn't you set funds aside for a rainy day or whatever? But that's all.
Right.
Say that.
I look at it almost like, there's no analogy here, but if he was like my little brother and I cared about him, I'd want to kick his ass right now, but I'm suspending that until a month later when the crisis is passed.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, this was a perfect storm of bad planning and decisions on his part. It's Captain Obvious time. Like, the people that are memeing and ridiculing, like, not in this show or this audience, but in the wider, like, what are you doing? Of course he messed up. You don't think we know that, and he knows that? It was a perfect storm of bear market, some shenanigans that are going on with his roommates in his apartment, and expenses, his access to funds once the trouble started on the island, and bad decisions on the ground, Yeah. A perfect storm of shit.
So in 24 hours to 48 hours, you'll get the total. The next step will be what?
To secure that amount of money from whoever, his family, friends, community.
Okay.
And that's the guy to follow for details, because I won't.
So here's
be the
at
first to receive.
Jon 7 Anderson. You can follow him on the X, and he's even offering this as a loan, so to speak, in crypto.
So
this is all on a homeboy level. But
so all the haters who are saying, "Oh, just another handout," no, he doesn't want a handout. It's a borrowing in an emergency. It's like a cash advance on your credit card kind of emergency.
Right. Look, these are not binding unless let's put the loan in good faith category. It's a unsecured loan that will come to you with no interest offered. It's just simply, I'll pay you back. That's what you have. Let's be straight and honest. That's what he's offering.
Pretty much all I have is John, who I've met several times, is a good guy. He's managing it, so it's really his word and Karim's word. Sure, this is fraught with some risk for sure, which is why I'm not
and trust and lots of trust.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to break it down. I want everything to be on the table so that we can reconstruct this again in 20 minutes. I hope to. This is just my hope to arrive at a way that we can help with every aspect already pre-argued, so you can make a decision, binary decision. Yes, I'm going to help, or no, I'm not going to help. That's it.
Yeah, and for the people that are like, oh my God, my heart goes out to him. I pray that he'll be okay, but I can't or don't want to send money. Totally nothing wrong with that point of view. It's just the people that are talking shit and making up information, making up facts that I admit it. Those are the things that set me off and frustrate me.
Okay, crass comment incoming. Just I'm flagging this right now that this is levity. This is a levity portion of the show in a very dark place.
Yeah.
I just thought of something, and here it goes. Okay, just imagine that we just jump cut to the Lamity School second grade class has all collectively made finger paintings for Karim, and they're sending them so he can enjoy some kind of heartwarming moment while he is in this terrible time. I can read some of these
There's
messages.
one from Finbear.
Yeah, from Finbear. Yeah.
Hey guys, do you know what they call a deaf gynecologist? He's a lip reader.
It's a lip reader, a lip reader, a lip.
I had to listen
reader.
to this 3 times, but I love it.
Oh boy. Okay, so now we get back to serious. Okay.
Yes. Can I say something to
please,
to bring the mood down totally? Yeah. And this is not helping Karim, but I need to get this off my chest.
We're not helping him.
I've been saying this. This is what I've been saying for years now. When in mid-ish May 2022, the community and Richard Hart allowed the price to dip below 10 cents. That was a problem because that took away our options. Most of the people's options to help, especially in situations like this. Back then, 100,000 hex at 10 cents, that gets you a car. And also 100,000 hex, if you have a big staking ladder, you make that back within just a couple of weeks. It's like nothing to you as a staked out hex again. And without thinking, I would have donated that towards a Karim situation like this. But now at the prices where we are, 100,000 hex isn't helping him at all. It took away our options to help with situations like this. It took away our options to help fund new exciting projects on Pulsechain. That's how Liquid Loans, for example, got so much money in their sacrifices, because back then 100,000 hex, that was like nothing to us. Of course you can donate that, which is 10 grand worth, to Liquid Loans. That wasn't really a big dip to your whole hex portfolio, but right now it would be. So you see, and that is what we're in right now. So it's kind of these whales' fault who let that happen. These few people who extracted millions and millions of dollars from the community at the top, and that's what's messing us up. Like, to put Karim out of jail, only 3 or 4 squid hexagons would need to get together and send that over. It would be nothing. And I think that is a serious problem.
Or he would have had it himself.
Don't understand. Yeah. Oh, yeah, himself. Yeah. People don't understand the gravity of this. Still don't get it. Now we can't pump it back up either because we didn't sell at the top. So we're screwed up, and this will take very, very long to recover. So,
or one big bull market, which we are hoping for. One more idea. DJ's right. I think that we've got our heads though stuck so far in the sand from these. Peter's definitely suffering from PTSD from all the sacrifices and scams and everything. DJ Cryptomatic,
too, of course.
No, but DJ Cryptomatic brings a good point, and that is it would only take 3 or 4 of these big mastodons in our community to just simply make it go away. But let's stop for a moment, and if I may see the middle ground, HexMonkey, what about this as a quick campaign, emergency campaign? It's the down market, and we got a brother in serious bind. Nobody wants to shoulder the responsibility in a down market of EESing or moving money around for what they think is a loan. But if as a community, if we're very strong and we're widespread and we're all cohesive, we understand the plight of a brother, what would $10 a person do? Well, we only got to do 200 grand. You know how many people that is, right?
Yeah. What about 200? But yeah.
Well, okay. Let's say it's 20. Let's say it's between 20 and 50. You can do that with the amount of people that we have, giving $10 each. $10.
Yeah, $10, $100. If a bunch of people do it, it's solved.
But not the 100. No, not the $100. let's say everyone on this day coming up, right? Once we find out the total, $10 and no more from even the biggest people, all shouldering equally. Everyone can manage $10 in this thing of ours. If you can't, you can't pay gas. If you can't pay gas, you're not in this thing. So I'm saying that if we lower that and increase the volume of people contributing, we got this licked, and it's no skin off your nose. It's not even a loan. It's helping the brother out that's going to come back, and you've looked out for him, and you've done a great, great job as a community.
Like
that's what I propose. Yeah. I propose that. Like $10, that's it. No more of this. I've come and I've made it go away, and I'm the whale, and I did 50 grand, and you know, look at me, I'm doing this for self-promotion or whatever. Fuck that shit. Let's do this as a community equally. $10 doesn't hurt anybody. But broadcast it like that. But broadcast it like that.
Yeah, it's hard to coordinate it like that. I think leaving it open, hey, anything helps, and what you can afford, not more than what you could. You know, that's almost the equivalent of that.
It's not. It's not. Look, if somebody's having a heart attack and they're on the floor, right, or they're on the sidewalk, what's the rule? People collect and they come and look to see what they can do, or they're just curious and they're sitting and they're taking the oxygen away from the person that needs to fucking recover. The person that jumps to them to give, you know, CPR or to do whatever from a medical perspective, what do? Everybody back the fuck up. And then they got to point to somebody and give them a directive. You call 911. You go and get me something to put under his head. You've got to point to somebody and give them a directive. If you leave it out there, give generously, it sounds like a scam. And then you get Peter going down his fucking well of negativity. So that's what I'm saying. It's like if somebody stands up and says, here's the fucking address. If you want to help Karim, give $10, no more, no less. Just $10 in stables or whatever the fuck they'll accept. And then boom, nobody has to EES for that. Everybody knows what the thing is. You got some spare ETH sitting around. You can transfer to whatever. If he accepts ETH, it's that dollar spot. Make sure it's 10, and then you're off the hook. You've done your good deed for the day. Community is strong. One big fist that comes down and squashes the problem. My issue is, after this is over, we're going to have to lecture people again on how to fucking be smart and know how much you have at stake in your own bank account and your own assets that you can get onto them whenever you fucking leave your country, and never, ever, ever, I don't care how much of a fucking gun enthusiast you are, never pick up any goddamn contraband in any goddamn foreign country where you don't have representation. End of story. Does that sound like a plan, Hex Monkey?
Yes, it does. I like it, which is to turn this into a positive lesson later on once the storm is passed. Absolutely. And knowing Karim, he'll hop on board and be happy to be the poster child. Like, don't be like me. I didn't plan ahead. I spent too much, etc.
I think I propose this. Okay, I propose this. When, and I'm not saying if, I'm saying when we as a community contribute to Karim getting out of the dungeon that he's in right now, right? That he becomes the active, not role model. That's not enough. He's got to become the active coordinator to be the fucking shepherd in this community for anybody that fucks up like him. That's my $10 worth. I think that that's a great value to our community. We spend $10 each. We acquire somebody who's going to look out for anybody who's going abroad saying, hey, is this the Karim hotline? Yes, it is. How are you doing? Karim, I'm thinking about going to Guadalajara. Excellent, excellent. Great place, great place. I'm packing like a lot of weed. Can I do that? Because I want to be high in Guadalajara. No, you shouldn't do that. Why not? Why not, man? Come on, be cool. Let me tell you my story. And then we convert and we look out for each other. Because again, we're all fucking connected. We're all, rock face climbing on freaking Half Dome. And we're all connected by one sinew that is this community. The price, if you fall, we all fall. Maddie's here. Hey, Maddie. How you doing?
Yeah, I think you just nailed it, especially at the end there, Papa. Like, that's why this matters. It's because, for better or for worse, this impacts all of us. Therefore, not like we're responsible for it. He's responsible for his actions, but it would behoove us to make the best of what has happened and turn it around, as you've just outlined. And so if we wanted to do hey, everybody can afford $10, come on, everyone, just do that. That would be, I guess John's the organizer, so we could float that idea to him.
Right. Or we're pretty good about floating shitcoins. Why don't we create a shitcoin and give a liquidity pool, and instantly you can have something for your money, right? That can be spun up in 5 minutes. My point is $10 doesn't hurt anybody.
Right.
There's no questions asked after that, no expectations other than maybe it's contributing to somebody's freedom.
I mean, people can be all critic about Karim or whatever, but remember again, it's a Caribbean jail, which sucks on these islands, and he is not an American citizen. So as we said earlier, the U.S. Embassy isn't going to help him. And I don't know if a Central African small country that he's from does he actually have representation there, or this could be a nightmare to fly somebody in from somewhere else. So he might really be in a terrible spot.
No, it's a bad spot. He's a U.S. person, but he's not a U.S. citizen.
No.
And the State Department washes their hands of that. But the Central African country, you're expecting them to even respond at all?
These countries are also known to, be like.
Yeah, but the more direct approach is to, if you're going to grease a palm, you grease a palm locally. You don't go to your own country and say, could you send an official by jet stat to come and, talk to these guys?
Even that, how do you organize all that, So it's not that easy. It's not that straightforward. And he is in this spot right now. So I definitely.
I'm going to be a real asshole this whole show.
Be an asshole.
Do we know that dead money will help him?
No. You don't. That's why $10 is worth the risk, but 20,000 is not.
I can maybe jump on board of the $10.
Good. It converts even the Peters will to give $10. Nice.
And let's jump on the Steph train. I mean,
yes,
Steph should have a lot of money.
Steph.
Correct.
Right.
But maybe they parted on bad terms.
He sold a lot of tops, if I know. If it's all true that I heard, I mean, yeah. And how is StakeRap doing? I mean, there are some people that got fucked over through StakeRap.
I've got a lot of onboards onboards of friends, I should say, not my onboards, but onboards of friends that are still trying to figure that out. Yeah. But yeah, he's got deep pockets though. Steph and Firebun. If there's any kind of anything there, that would be the first on the speed dial, I think. If there's any relationship left,
maybe they didn't part on good terms.
Yeah, but letting your previous co-employee or coworker or whatever the fuck you call them rot in prison, that sounds like the. Oh, wait a minute! I mean, I forgot. Steph is French, of course. Happy Olympics!
Yeah, did he delete all his tweets about Hex after Richard got the SEC troubles? Oh, god damn it! Sounds like a coward there.
I don't know if that's an option. I don't know.
But yeah, that's indeed the task at hand, is to help him if we can avoid that worst case scenario. Not absolve him of all responsibility and consequences. That.
Let's find out more. I would say.
I want to pay. I want to pay back in
jump
support.
On a ship, sail down there, took a video of Karim from behind the jail bars. Then maybe we can speak about it.
And then check this out. I'll take it one step further. If he takes a ship down there, right, from PR, right, goes over there, says, "Hey, how you doing?" Anybody that could possibly do that and forward the community the funds that are required to get him out, and then talk about doing whatever, that would speed things up. So somebody goes and lays out all the money and then passes the hat and says, could somebody kind of start to repay me? We just need to get him out of jail. That was a key thing, is every minute you're in jail, you're in effective physical peril, right? So Hex Monkey, if it helps, these are the stupid reflections of uninformed people.
Yes.
And the only reason that we can afford to be so
problem,
stupid now, the only reason we can afford this time to discuss this is because it's that calm, right? We don't have the number yet. We don't know what. We just know the basic mechanics that he'll accept whatever. We don't know how much to donate. We don't know whatever direction or how it's going to help. We can have these reflections. But if he was, right now, we have all that information, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It would just simply be acting. Just wanted to tell you that. People can sit around and talk about the guy that's had the heart attack on the floor.
I agree on that.
But if he's down and someone's directing you, it's go time. This is not go time yet, is what I'm saying. So I apologize to the audience and apologize to Karim that we seem to be making light of the situation. It's a very serious situation. But given all of the small, unfocused bits of the whole thing that we have right now, we're on waiting mode to hear how much and when.
Yeah.
And what's the next step?
Totally understandable. I went through what you were calling the dumb reflections yesterday for about 3 hours. So I totally get it. And just hopefully everybody can breathe and give it a little bit of time.
But what HexMonkey, what you're trying to do is raise awareness for the situation, and I hope we help with the show that at least people are, with the little information that we could tell, aware of what's going on. And if you feel for Karim, if you can picture yourself in the trouble that he is in, then you might want to donate. If you don't and you think, no, this is all fake and he is a rich guy and should handle this by himself, then don't donate, but there might be people who are, willing to help him at least get out of the worst of the worst, to then for him to enable him to deal with the situation better. That's maybe a good summary. Can we touch on one more topic before we go? Cryptos like Solana, what was this? Solana, Matic, and Cardano were deemed no longer securities by the SEC, and Brizology has a very good take on this.
Welcome to the biz with Briz.
Was actually saying, I'm starting to think that Richard Hart going silent is a strategy set in place by his lawyers who used to work at the SEC. I bet they told him if he doesn't promote it in a certain way for a certain amount of time, the SEC will deem it not a security. Then he can go and do whatever he wants in regards of promoting it. How about that?
I think much like every other reflection that Briz has, he's arrived at something that we discussed on this very show a year ago. I love Brizology, by the way. Love him.
Let's leave the show on a positive. I think that's a good.
Yes, good idea. Exceptionally good take. Nice, Briz. Good one, yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please follow the channel. We see you guys.
And wait. Yeah. This is only a weekly show, so this is going to unfold a lot faster than we're going to broadcast again. So, HexMonkey, how do we pay attention to your tweets, or how are you going to be? Are you going to be the point man on getting, separating the wheat from the chaff so people can understand what to do? What do we do?
Well, I'll be around, but the guy you want to pay attention to, if you care about this, is Yoon on Twitter. He's Yoon Anderson, Yoon Anderson.
He's
coordinating all this. He's the boots on the ground, managing the loans, that kind of stuff.
Okay. There it is. Take a look at the post, and keep your antennas open, people, for the decision. As to how much it is.
He's our source of information for the.
Yes, and please also understand that bail is not the end. It's not the end. So keep your understanding of how things are going on a minute by minute basis. Tune into that guy Yoon Anderson.
Yeah, bail is just allows him to be out of the jail and under house arrest of sorts till his court date, which I think was September 6th.
Okay,
September 6th.
So that's when the, I guess, bigger decisions are made.
So he's all right, or okay. So I'm just saying that that's a long time to be in a country where you don't have residency, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. On a pleasant note, we don't have Toby here tonight.
Yes.
I'm just kidding, of course, Toby. Sorry.
Without Toby.
No, we don't miss.
Yeah, and by the way, pay attention to Toby's tweets too. There's something going on with Toby. Prayers to Toby and his family,
Really?
whatever is going down. He's not answering the phone, so I don't have the details. But I think. Yes, I have it in right now. Toby has also been detained in Turks and Caicos for ammunition running as well. Please give generously to Toby
As
Weird,
you do.
Toby Win Hexobi, as you do. It's a copycat. It's a copycat day. Toby won Hexobi. I'm very sorry that you didn't learn from Karim. And thank you very much, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Outro.